Welcome to Crypto Pumps. I'm joined by PawPounder, which is one of the team members of Kaspaw. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. Happy to be here.
Yeah, good man. Just a few questions there. Just can you tell us, just to start off with, can you give us a bit of background on the Kaspaw team? Like how many people is on the team? Where did the name come from? The way the dog is silver, and your supply amount, the way it matches the launch date of Kaspa. Who came up with all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So our team's actually quite lean. There's three of us. We're all pretty much seasoned crypto veterans that have been in the space since 2017. A couple of us got into Kaspa mining quite early, and we've kind of realized the true potential of the network and where this could potentially go fairly early on. And being seasoned Bitcoin and DeFi Ethereum guys in the past, we realized this is probably the next really big opportunity out there. So between the three of us, being in crypto, some of us with previous coding experience and engineering experience, basically we were at a table and chatting one night about Kaspa and where the future kind of lays, and kind of just started chatting about
Yeah,
smart contracts and the potential of really the power of Kaspa in the future. And one of us just kind of said, wouldn't it be funny if for a meme coin idea, cat's paw? And we're all thinking about it, and we thought, okay, cat's paw. Typically cats don't do as well. So
mm,
just with our experience in working in trends in crypto, dog memes have always done better. So, we kind of just shuffled some ideas around and thought a play on words for cat's paw was a brilliant idea. So we kind of just took it from there. And then, of course, like our white paper clearly states how the Aramaic meaning for Kaspa is silver, and hence the coat of the dog's sheen is silver with green eyes. And so a lot of it is meant to kind of match and resemble um, the attributes of Kaspa, and
yeah,
kind of to create a mascot for Kaspa moving forward.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that was very clever. So that kind of answers my next question was that why did you pick uh, Kaspa and the KRC-20 network to launch a meme coin on? Because some of you've been involved in Kaspa already, you've been mining Kaspa, is it? And you liked the network, is that Kaspa over?
Yeah. So oh, sorry, you're cutting out a little bit. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Sorry, there
Yeah.
was a little
Sorry.
bit
Go
cut out
ahead.
there.
My mic cut out.
Yeah. So from what I heard, why did we choose Kaspa and not any other
Yeah,
layer one
yeah,
to build on? So essentially, like I said, we've had extensive experience in the past with different ecosystems, and from Solana to Avalanche to Cardano and so on and so forth, and BNB. Um, there's a lot that the community still doesn't know and we haven't seen when it comes to KRC-20 and true smart contracts that have yet to be launched on Kaspa. Just understanding the whole fair launch aspect, the trilemma solver, and just the capabilities that are coming in the future for Kaspa really stood out to us. And in a sense of, I was in NFTs last cycle, and
mm,
I'm telling you, Ethereum gas fees will chew you up and spit you out. Solana can be shut off as a network, right? So
yeah,
we really looked at it with just fundamentally and just I guess kind of the type of people that we are in general, just like we need something true, honest, that is reliable, that we can build on, and something that will leave a mark, and hopefully a strong community to follow. So I think choosing Caspas was like a no-brainer. It was perfect, and we've been thrilled ever since making that decision. And so moving forward, we're extremely confident in the success of this project and the strength of our community. And you know, Kaspa is a one of a kind, and I constantly preach this to family and friends.
mm,
I truly believe it's a once in a decade opportunity. I mean, for those who know enough about Kaspa, it's been pretty much under development since the genesis of Bitcoin. So Jonathan Sopolinsky, Shai Desh, Michael Sutton, all those guys, extremely talented group of individuals, and so there was almost no other better option at this point. And every day that passes, it really just solidifies our decision on choosing Kaspa as the network to deploy this meme coin on.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. No, just something what you said there. Like a lot of people think that because I only talk about Caspa on my channel that they pay they pay me to advertise Caspa, but they don't. I mean, I was introduced to Caspa by Crypto John like in June last year, 2023, and then I just researched it myself, and I just thought this is really good, and I sold everything else I had. I put it all into Caspa, and I haven't looked back since. And I've been researching it, and it's the only thing I tell my family about or friends to buy. That or maybe Bitcoin, but not really nothing else, because they're kind of with Casper, like I think it's the future, and it's a pretty safe bet, a blue chip, so that's why I talk about it the most. They don't pay anybody, and I enjoy talking about it, because I don't know many people that are into crypto, and that's the reason for this channel and to talk to people like you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so I've made two videos on the Cashware wallet, how to set it up and how to fund it. I've funded it from Gate.io, a central exchange, and I funded Cashware from Uphold, the two of them. But I still see like the same questions over and over in your Discord and other Discords and on my YouTube videos. Can you go through the tokenomics and like how it's going to work, and your mint limits and how much you get for one cast, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. So we actually have a guide dropping tonight on our Discord, a very detailed step-by-step guide from how to download Castware all the way to minting the project and so on and so forth. But just briefly to touch on that point, our tokenomics have remained the same. Our total supply is 1.121 billion. That really just pays tribute to the creation date of Kaspa. Kind of different as well, considering a lot of the other coins out there have just taken that 287 number of the total supply of Kaspa in itself. So we thought that was appropriate. The 1 billion being kind of a sweet spot. There was a lot to consider with kind of our thought process behind the exact tokenomics, and obviously there was that change for how much you can get in a batch per
Yeah.
one Kaspa to KPaw. We think 2,000 was quite appropriate given the size of the KRC-20 community. Obviously, it's growing by the day, but just in order to attain our goals, we thought it was probably most fair to reward the early community members. It's obviously still fairly launched, right? There's no advantage given to the developers, or there's no early pre-allocations to anybody. It's fair game, so anybody can mint as little or as much as they KPaw as they possibly like to, and yeah. So
Okay.
basically, for every one Kaspa token, which essentially then goes to the miners, there's a 0.1 Kaspa fee as well, in order for the transaction to go through. So that is tied in with Casplex, I believe. And then you're basically able to, there's a toggle bar you're able to slide. So you can mint as little as one Kaspa worth of KPaw, which would then give you 2,000 KPaw tokens, and I believe as much as 1,000, but that's only an auto mint function. So you won't be sitting there clicking 1,000 times. It will essentially automate and do it itself, which then leads to other questions, which maybe we can answer later down the road. But we've got how long it takes roughly and things like that. So whatever you want to
Yeah.
ask.
So yeah, so just to like people still think that with your bar where you go from 1 to 1,000 Caspa, like it's not gonna mint them all at once. It's still gonna mint them one cast at a time, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So from our test net, from what we've really understood, given the testnet launch, it takes about uh, 10. You get about 10 mints per minute on the testnet, and understand the concern with mainnet versus the 10 blocks per second versus 1 block per second.
Yeah.
I think because Kaspa as a block DAG and as new technology that's not congested like other blockchains are, I don't think it's going to really affect the timing too much. right now, at least. Maybe in the future when there's a lot more going on with KRC-20 and with smart contracts,
Yeah.
that maybe could change. But by then, I know Kaspa will have a lot greater capabilities. So I really wouldn't stress too much about it. Like I said, everything's really worked quite seamlessly. We haven't had any failed transactions, and I know all the little bugs have really been worked through on Casplex and Casware's side. So from our experience, it's been pretty seamless.
Okay. And from when people start minting on Monday, because your token is being released on Monday, isn't it? It's not being released tomorrow like some other tokens.
Yeah, that's correct. So I mean, the reason why we first of all, the community voted on the release date,
Hmm.
and we're happy to entertain that. It's not an issue. What we think the advantage is there is, it gives people time to kind of understand things a little better, especially people that are new, coming into this
Hmm.
with minimal understanding. And at the same time, if there are any bugs that do come about with the first ones deploying when everything is live and not on testnet, then that gives time for everything to get solidified so that when we launch, there are absolutely no issues and things can go extremely smoothly.
Yeah, yeah. It takes the pressure off people as well. There's like there's a good few tokens launching tomorrow at the same time. There's a bit of a panic on, but they know that you're not going to launch till the day after, so there's not a big panic to mint you. So that's good. Um, like so that was my question. So when people start minting, like will the mint continue until your total supply is reached?
Yeah.
Or
So
yeah,
with regard to that, there's no time limit. Like there's no rush. As we all know, there's currently no decks available at the
mm,
moment. So I mean, there will be one probably very soon. Just
okay,
at the moment, there's no confirmed decks available. So this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So we're just trying to execute everything
okay,
properly, lead our community to, the most like we're trying to lead them the most transparent way possible, and we're pretty confident in our tokenomics being appropriate. Given this concern and like basically once things get going, we'll get a better idea with how much volume is really coming into the space because we understand other projects. It will take a lot more Kaspa to mint out. I think we've kind of fallen the sweet spot. So again, it comes down to volume. It comes down to timing. Will projects shock people? Probably. Will
mm,
some of them maybe be underwhelming? We don't know, right? So it really just comes down to launch date. It really comes down to the minting side of things, and like we've all discussed previously, right? It's it's truly up to the community, and this can take as little or as much time as is needed. But again, like we're pretty confident in our tokenomic structure that we will definitely mint out, and yeah, we will be minting our project along with some others as well. How much we're not sure yet, and we're not obviously gonna say at the moment, but
mm. But that was my
I
next
think they're
question. Sorry,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Like that was my next question. You're gonna have to mint like everybody else, aren't you? Because there's no pre-minting. Like
Well, that's exactly it.
yeah,
Yeah. So I
yeah,
mean, that's an advantage, right? It gives
mm,
equal opportunity
yeah,
and builds trust with the community. I mean, the disadvantages would essentially be that everything is, at least for the developers and the team, everything's out of their pocket, right? And
yeah,
therefore, it ensures organic growth, and ensures there's no you know it basically it's hard for a project to not be transparent, or any other way, right? Like this is pretty much the most fair it can be, and
yeah,
when people get confused between fair launch and not fair launch, essentially it's everybody has the same, um, everybody's got the same fairness in the beginning. Like you can mint as much or as little, like I
mm,
previously said, but at the end of the day, there's no benefit to the developers when it comes to this sort of mechanism, I guess, because
okay.
we're not going to walk away with people's money, right? This is essentially um, for the community, and it's completely community driven.
Okay. Well, that was there's still some confusion about what exactly fair launched is. With other tokens, like they're keeping back allocation for central exchanges, indexes, and liquidity and stuff like that, which is grand. But they're still called fair launch. But I think the reason they're called fair launch is because the 10% or whatever they're keeping for development team or for development of the token, that they will still be minting it at the same time as the public. Is that correct, or could you define fair launch better for us?
Sorry, you're talking about
Um,
liquidity for DEX, or you're talking about fair
no,
launch
say the
aspect?
way you're 100% fair. You're 100% fair launched. So like all your tokens, none of your tokens are pre-minted at all.
No, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we don't have any sort of distribution or pre-allocation or
Hmm.
pre-mint or anything like that. 100% of our supply is being um, dropped and deployed at the time that we had given everybody, July 1st, 11:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And from that point on, it's fair game. We all have the same ability to mint as much or as little as we desire to. And so there, I mean, you can even check the contract as well. There's nothing has been tampered with.
Hmm.
It's pretty much a reflection of our test net. So
Yeah.
what you see is what you get with us.
Okay, no problem. And like with you being fair launched, there are like disadvantages, advantages to being fair launched. What would you say the biggest advantage and biggest disadvantage are?
Yeah, like I said, so advantages would be essentially like equal opportunity for everybody,
Yeah.
and building trust within the community, knowing that there isn't a whole ton of the supply held by one wallet or by the developers, that in cases previously on other chains, especially where they'll just dump on their community. So it's like we're all in the same boat together, right? Like we want
Yeah.
we want to see this project succeed as much as everybody else does. So that kind of thing just like doesn't exist in this structure. Essentially, disadvantages, like I said, it might be a little more difficult to raise funds, but we actually are in the talks of putting together some sort of development fund wallet to accommodate um, or to accumulate Kaspa moving
Yeah.
forward. Um, we've put a lot of our own time, money, and energy into this, and we've gone this far, and we're not planning on stopping. We want to see this go much further. So we just really want to execute this and get it out there, and then once things are minted, right, there's going to be a whole ton of new questions and a whole ton of
Mm.
new scenarios that play out with dexes being available or marketplaces, and there's a lot of unknowns still, right, because this is so new. We're all so early still with all of this, but um, you know we definitely, what I can say is we definitely will be allocating some KPaw to future liquidity on the developer's point of view, just to see
Yeah.
this project actually succeed in the future. Right? We're
Okay.
not being greedy. We have our Kaspa. We generally just want to see this do well.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. That's all the questions I have for you. Just I suppose, do you want to let the public know, give a shout out, or just let them know when you're going live, when you're going to be releasing your tokens, the date and the time, and all that kind of stuff? Is there anything you want to say yourself?
Sure. Yeah. So as we've announced already, we're officially going to be going live July 1st at 11:21 a.m. Partially that time was chosen because of our total supply. And so that's Eastern Standard Time, 3:21 p.m. UTC, 8:21 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Um, London time, I believe, is 4:21 p.m. and Spain, Madrid is like 5:21 p.m. So mark those down in your calendars. We're really excited. We're really looking forward to this. We appreciate everybody who's been alongside us throughout the journey so far, and there's quite a few things that are coming up in the works right now. One of them, I guess I could kind of leak, is we're going to have an interesting giveaway. We've laser printed metal KPaw coins, so
Nice.
that should bring some excitement. We'll probably run a contest for that as well. We don't know how many we're going to do so far, but our 3D printer, or our laser printer, has been cooperating with us. So we've got a couple test coins ready, and so we want to give back to the community a little bit with some physicals, because I know the crypto communities generally love physical things, which is the way it is.
Yeah.
And besides that, yeah, no, we're really just excited for the launch date, and we're pretty confident in everything going smoothly. So I mean, until then, just like I said, stay tuned for the minting guide step by step. There's tons of resources out there, but this one's going to be tailored specifically to KPaw and our coin. And if anyone ever has questions, I mean, feel free to reach out in the Discord.
Brilliant. Okay. Okay, PawPounder. Thanks again for coming on and talking to us and explaining all that to us. Very helpful.
Absolutely. No, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, no, thanks again. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for all that. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Take care.